Namaste, lovely people, and Om Swastiastu. My name is Charul, and I'm living in Bali for the last 5 months. I moved to Bali from Ireland, and my life became a life of hustle and bustle. I was constantly chasing that next career, next job, next startup, and I got so equipped in capitalist world. So I finally decided, and I've been providing for years to me myself, being a single woman and my family, but I have always been so ambitious and passionate towards my career and to be able to achieve those heights, being born in an Indian family. And as an only child, I had a lot of aspirations and a lot of passion to do big things in my career and my life. But I eventually reached a burnout, and I was at a stage that I couldn't really think much. So I felt I needed a break after years of working and serving the capitalist society. So I came to Bali. I loved music. So I started doing a bit of a DJ, learning my music skills, kind of getting to try my music skills, and then I started to look after my fitness here because recently, with all the stress because of thinking of moving out of the country and selling your things out, and completely moving out causes a lot of stress, comes with a lot of stress and yeah, eventually. So I started focusing on my fitness, and a few friends introduced me to Vipassana. They are based back in India. They told me that, Cheryl, you should try Vipassana. So I enrolled in Bali's Vipassana Center, and I was very happy that I found a center in Bali and that I can go for Vipassana. But I want to share with you that yes, definitely my career and my life had been in that career tech space. But when I was a kid, I knew there was a seed inside of me. I was a very spiritual kid, and I was so lucky to be born in a Hindu family that was very religious, very spiritual, I would say. We did a lot of ceremonies in the house. We loved animals. We were a vegetarian family, always being kind and compassionate to animals, serving, doing charity. I saw my parents always doing charity, and so I learned a lot from them on how to serve the community, how to look after people, community, and the animals. And when I was a kid, I was 15-year old, I started an animal welfare in that society where I was growing up in India, called Awesome Love Charity. So as a kid, when I was growing up, I was highly spiritual. I always prayed to the higher power, always served the animals, and I was always running around looking for people or animals who needed my help. So this is how I was when I was growing up. I was trying to save all the insects. Oh, I still do. I still do when I walk. I'm always looking for tapeworms. Shouldn't come in under my feet. So I'm very sensitive towards this. Now I got introduced to Vipassana, and I knew I needed to go through the whole process. And I felt that there was something so universal that was preparing me to go through this experience, to go through Vipassana, because recently I really had a very hard time coping up with stress and with my career, and also in keeping up with everything. It was falling apart. I was falling apart. So I knew that in order to transform, I needed to go through Vipassana meditation. And I heard of it on surface, but I never delved into Vipassana and found and did my research into Vipassana. So I knew it's going to be 10 intensive days, and I needed to prepare for it because it's 10 hours of meditation, constant sitting, and silence. So what I did is I was staying in Canggu, which is quite busy. I moved to Amit for 10 days. Amit is very quiet, a seaside town where I did snorkeling every day. Every day snorkeling was such a beautiful meditative experience where and I underwater, I focus on my breathing, and I was meditating with the fish, as you know. So 10 days with myself. I've always lived by myself. I was a very independent. I grew up as a very independent woman, girl. I was an only child, so my parents always kind of pushed me to be independent. So I've always been so successful in spending time by myself and to just be with myself for my life. So it's always easy for me to spend time with myself, away from friends, or away from, social interaction. So I don't crave for it too much, but I'm also an extrovert person when it's need to be. So I went to Amit, and Amit prepared me for the meditation, because I observed the silence, I observed the nature. I went to this a site where you can watch Mount Agung, the largest volcano in Bali, for a whole day. So I went there one day, and I stayed there and just watched and observed Mount Agung whole day. And the same with snorkeling whole day. I was just snorkeling, observing the sea, feeling the fish and the coral gardens. So, and I started meditating. I started observing myself. I started mentally preparing myself for Vipassana. Now the day arrived. 10 days of Ahmed. I went to Bangali on the 4th of November evening, where we settled down, we got in our rooms, and our phones were taken. So I talked to my mother. She was kind of very worried that how I'm going to do 10 days of silence, and she was very worried. But all was good. I knew I had mentally prepared myself. I have observed myself enough that I am ready and determined to go through this experience, because I knew with this pain, with this commitment comes evolution. It then comes the most beautiful part of life. And now I believe that death is inevitable. We all die, but after this death, there is another beautiful life, because I died after this experience. There was a part of me that died, but the one that came out was immensely beautiful. So yes, the previous part of me died, and I evolved as a beautiful being after going through this pain, almost with a butterfly, right? From being a caterpillar to becoming a butterfly is not an easy process, right? So yes, so we went through, started our first day at the bell rang at 4 in the morning. We started at 4:30, meditating until 6:30. There were chantings performed by Sir Miss S.N. Goenka, who is the founder of Vipassana meditation, the leader of our teacher of Vipassana meditation. And then after that, at 6:30, we did our breakfast, and at 8, breakfast finished. After that, we started meditating again until 11 p.m. And at 11, we had our lunch until 12:30. And at 12:30, we went for meditation, or you can meditate in the hall or in your room as per your comfort. And there were interviews with the teacher. So we had a teacher who was guiding us through if we had any questions about the technique, or any questions inside. So we were given that time to ask questions with our teacher. Now, so the interviews with the teacher finished at 2:30. Then we went again and did another round of meditation at 2:30 until 3:30. And after that, it continues until 5. 5, we had a small snack break, and until 6:30. And 6:30, sorry, at 6, right, 6. So 5 to 6, yeah, is our snack break. And from 6 till 9, the course continues. That includes meditation hour and the discourse by Sir Miss S.N. Goenka. Yeah. So we had main 3 group sittings during the day, one in the morning from 8 to 9, and then second in the afternoon, 2:30 to 3:30, and third in the evening from 6:30 to 7:30. And at 7:30 to 8:15, there goes, we have a discourse by Sir S.N. Goenka. And after 8:15, we finish with the next round of meditation. So we finish at 9, starting at 4 in the morning, finishing at 9. So these were intensive days. Now, every day the structure was almost similar, except on day 4, where so from day 1 to day 3, we performed Anapana. We focused on our breathing, and the schedule remained the same. And on day 4, we got introduced to Vipassana meditation technique, which is so beautiful. So from day 4 to day 9, we continue to practice Vipassana meditation. But day 1 to day 4 were very intense, and they were pain in the body, which I knew. I was expecting it, and I prepared myself mentally to go through this pain, to take on this. This was an endurance for me, and in the past life, I have always done things with endurance. Like I was an endurance cyclist into sports. That has eventually prepared my mind to bear hard things. So it's easy for me. So yes, the 1 to 3 days were intense on the posture, but now I see my posture results after 9 days are fabulous. All the straight spinal cord, and the neck is straight. My whole body has improved so much with this posture. So I'm very happy with that. And I knew this effect will come with 10 days of sitting meditation. And yeah, so I would say that 10 days have really transformed me, and I'm full of bliss inside of me, the divine bliss that I had been searching for outside for all these years. I've constantly been asking my friends and senior people in my acquaintances the answer stuff. Tell me why? What is this? What is this life? And I've been looking for answers in religions and faiths, from Hinduism to Christianity to Islam. I had been looking for the answers, but yes, I would say that from the surface level, probably it's my life journey had been in such way that I haven't had a chance to go deeper into a religion too deep, but I've learned from my acquaintances, my friends, and people who knew who knew, and from the subject matter experts, from the masters and all in Watts, and all the people who have wisdom. So I've learned from them, I've listened to them. But now with Vipassana meditation was my answer. Now I found out what really matters. It's all inside of us. The bliss is inside of us. So Vipassana meditation helps you go inside, connect with your spirit, and then realize this eternal bliss that's inside of us, and we're looking for it everywhere outside in the external world. That never gives us an answer. For me, this is my scenario. I came from a very ambitious family, and everyone wanted me to succeed in my career, so that became my goal. So I have been constantly chasing the career objectives in my life. But after one objective, there was never an ending of cravings. I was constantly craving more and more and more. But eventually, I also got to a conclusion that this is not solving my answer. This is not giving me an answer. And people around me, I saw there were scenarios where people were jumping from one relationship to another, and here their relationships were breaking up, and people are looking for satisfaction and peace into material things outwards. Young boys or young people are looking for it in sex, and others are looking for it in relationship, from one to another. And senior people who are senior into 50s and 60s, their relationships are breaking up. People like me are chasing the reward or pleasure in career. So we've been chasing constantly the pleasure, that bliss that we're missing inside outside, but we don't know, or nobody ever told us. It's never taught to us, even in the schools or in the colleges. Nobody really talks about it, that bliss is inside, and meditation is the way to find that bliss, and Vipassana meditation is actually a way to find that bliss inside of you. So with Vipassana meditation, you find out that cravings, so for me, my life was full of cravings, cravings after cravings after cravings, one career to another. Oh, my six-figure job, my travel, this luxury, that luxury. So that style statement, though it was not extreme, but yes, I was doing good in my career. I was doing good with my lifestyle, but it was not giving me the answers, and I got burned out. And I experienced, first time ever in my life, last year I experienced anxiety, depression, and I'm glad I did it, because now I know now I know people who always said around me that I have anxiety, I have depression, and I couldn't understand that feeling. I was like, I'm doing good in my life. I'm always achieving things. I always have things to do. So I don't know what this thing is. But now I know when people talk about it. And in general, society was going downhill, especially the Western society is going downhill. And then you start feeling it. You're like something is really wrong with the society. And then I sat down one day with me. I'm like, what is it? People around me are depressed. Relationships are breaking up. Anxiety is all over the place. People are lonely, they're angry. All this energy in the air is making the collective energy of a place so harsh. And one day I was like, is there something inside of me that I'm seeing all this happening outside of me? But that was not the case. It's true. Society is going downhill. So I moved to Bali, saw a life from a different perspective, and now I realize through Vipassana meditation that this is the answer. This is the answer we are looking for. We all are looking for that bliss inside of us. And we're not finding it. We're chasing it in a new partner, in a new relationship, in sex, in career, in all different kind of longings. And I have met people who have had a lot of cosmetic surgeries also to enhance their outside looks. But that's also not an answer. That probably is an answer temporary, but after a few years, you're going to be back again in that same stage where you'll be like, no, I didn't find my answer. It's not there. It's not it. It's not it. I'm lost again. So how do you stop that? How do you stop this and find the inner bliss? Start meditating. I found it. It's meditation, and mainly Vipassana meditation. And just one thing I want to say, it's not achieved, that bliss is not achieved in one day, because all the beautiful things in life, just like in material world, you have to work hard to achieve something great. The success, the same is in spiritual world too. You're going to go deep within. It's 20 years, 30 years, you haven't yet digged inside of you. So just imagine just to go on a surface level and then from there go deeper and deeper and deeper. How much time, effort is gonna take. But gotta be patient, little effort every single day, and one day, very soon, you're gonna achieve that bliss. I experienced that bliss on the fourth day when we were taught Vipassana meditation in the evening. I had that sudden bliss coming inside of me, and I was like, oh, this is what I've been looking for. There is an answer inside. There is an answer inside, nowhere else. So, and we were meditating for long hours in a proper spiritual setting. So it has a more impact, like high outcomes too, when you're in a structured setting for towards the same goal and from towards one goal. So yes, so this is an answer. So Miss Pro True Vipassana, our teacher, Sir S.N. Goenka, tells us that cravings and aversions are the biggest reason for the misery, and absolutely is correct, because my life was led by cravings and cravings and craving, chasing that next material success, but I never found my happiness there. So, and it will result into misery because you're still longing for more and more and more, and it's never ending, and it's gonna burn you out and empty your spirit, right? Aversion is good and bad. Oh, this person did that to me. Oh, this person is not good. I don't like that. So that also causes misery. And first of all, it causes misery to you, and then it reaches another person. So this is such an important learning in my life that, and after Vipassana meditation, I experienced that my cravings have got down. I have more focus on my mind. I now know what I need to do, what work I need to focus on. And I'm so present in the moment. I'm not thinking about the past. I'm not thinking about the future. I have kind of, this is something I need to work on now in the next few days or weeks to be more stable and present with myself in the current moment, and that results into bliss, right? So aversion is when we say good or bad, this person is good, that thing is not good. So just be neutral and accept the way things are, because it's changed, the world is changing, everything around us is changing, it's passing away. So change is constant, change is constantly happening. So why do we have to bother ourselves and create negativity around in the world for ourselves, and then it multiplies in the society, in the world, etc. So we have to calm down our cravings. We have to stop our aversion and reach the stage of equanimity and understand that change is inevitable. And how do you do that? We always talk about it in the world, right? We always are talking about love, compassion, kindness. What are we doing about it? Are you really physically going and doing something about it? No, we just start talking and we get self satisfaction, dopamine, this validation from social media. Someone else is out there in the field making an impact. Well, what are you doing? You're just getting that little validation and satisfaction just by seeing a news, and then it's and you get the satisfaction, but that's definitely not the answer. So Vipassana meditation helps you with knowing how to stop the cravings, how to control the aversion, and to reach the stage of equanimity, and to accept that change is inevitable, change is constant, it's keeping going. And dharma, you learn about the teachings of Buddha, dhamma, teaching of dhamma. So those teachings, you have to abide by those teachings, the laws, the law of nature. Then you start working with the law of nature. You get this bliss inside of you. And once you have this bliss inside of you with the teachings of Buddha, you start working with the law of nature, which is very important in Vipassana meditation. So for the law of nature, you have to serve others, love all beings, be kind and compassionate to all beings, and always help and love and support and serve. So then once you get initiated into Vipassana meditation, if you follow and work with the law of nature and with the teachings of Dhamma, the teachings that Buddha gave, your life starts getting governed by the law. Then you're not thinking about one individual, second individual, third individual. Now, from the individualistic level, your consciousness has increased to the law of nature. That everything that you're gonna do in the world is gonna be through the law of nature. And now you're thinking of the whole uh, beings, like all beings, all animals, all creation of the God. So you're thinking from that point of view, and now you're only creating happiness. You're only creating love because now you're attuned to the universal consciousness, and you only do good for everyone. The cravings are gone, the aversion is gone, the state of equanimity is reached. You accept that the change is inevitable, it keeps going, and now you accept the teachings of Dhamma by Buddha, and also the law. You start working with the law of nature. It's so natural. It's just so naturally work with you. But I want to say to you that I found my bliss. I found my answer, and the answer is in the Vipassana meditation. Now, this journey doesn't stop. If you say that 10 days you go to Vipassana meditation, things are going to change for you, you're going to be a transformed yogi, you're going to become a saint, you're going to become a Buddha. It doesn't work like that. You can become your Buddha. So one more thing I want to say is that Buddha is known as, his real name is Gautam Buddha. Oh, Gautama, yes, Gautama. So, but he became a Buddha through his own enlightenment. He found his own way, this enlightenment way, Vipassana meditation, after years of practice. So, Buddha Gautama found his own way of enlightenment through Vipassana meditation, and he became a Buddha. You can become your Buddha, and you have to find your own enlightenment. You will find your own way. It's going to be your own experience, own journey through Vipassana meditation. There are no two Buddhas that are same. So you will find your unique Buddha. I'll find my unique Buddha. We will have our different experience of enlightenment, but enlightenment takes years and years and years of practice. But the good thing is, a seed was there. It was constantly there with me, and it's also there in you since we were born. But now with me, the seed is nurtured. Now it's time for you to nurture your seed and to start in this journey of self-realization. to find that bliss inside, to find the answers inside, and to work with the law of nature. If we work with the law of nature, we can eradicate a lot of misery for ourselves, for our partners, for our families, and also for the world we live in. All beings will be happy. May all beings be happy. There will be love, kindness, and compassion for all, and we all find the truth within. Om Swastiastu. Namaste.